and welcome along to the panel Euro 2024 coverage here on Gambling.com. I'm Alan McInally, your host for the whole tournament. That's good news. And throughout the tournament here, our panel will be joined by three absolute legends, and three of the legends have played for teams that I'll expect to go pretty much the whole way. They'll certainly be hoping to be in the Olympic Stadium or the Olympia Stadion Berlin on the 14th of July. Firstly, we have to start with our gracious host, Germany. We have Robert Huth, and I better get this right. Robert, dreimal haben Sie den Premier League gewonnen, 3 times Premier League champion and German international. Robert, welcome to the panel, my boy.
Guten Morgen. Yeah, thanks for the intro. Really nice. Your German is
no problem.
Probably just last time.
Yeah, exactly. And up next, by the way, Emile, think about this one. Pre-tournament favourites. I mean, I can already see Emmanuel Petit throwing everything out the pram. Pre-tournament favourites. I get this right as well. Represented England at every level. 62 caps, FA Cup winner, twice a League Cup winner with Liverpool. The man who scored the 5th goal against Germany. Check this out. 2001, Emile. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, remember that one well. But we're always the pre-tournament favourites, aren't we?
Well, yeah, exactly. I was thinking you might really play for Scotland on Friday night. We might need you to score. And then we need to bring the friends to the party, who incidentally I think should be tournament favourites, because I was looking at the squad and they are absolutely unbelievable. This is one I've got a problem with. I played in the World Cup, but I didn't quite get to this level. A World Cup winner, a Euro winner, and a Premier League double winner with Arsenal. It is, of course, Emmanuel Petit. Emmanuel, bonjour, ça va?
Bonjour. How are you guys? I'm so far away from Scotland.
Well, that's not a bad idea to be far away from Scotland, to be fair. Okay, listen, and of course, I need to mention my beloved Scotland. I'm going to get it out right now, guys. It was a long time ago. We're kissing the badge. 1990 World Cup. It's a long, long time ago. And a little bit of housekeeping before we get on, just to make sure everybody knows who we are. The panel on Gambling.com is brought to you by Winsane.com and Betovo.com, our odds and betting partners for the Euros. And all the details you need to get involved with throughout the tournament are on screen. And of course, in the show notes, wherever you're watching, check them out for the latest match odds and special and more as the games get going this summer. There will be plenty for you guys on Gambling.com to get into, and hopefully me and the lads are going to put you in the right direction. First of all, let's go Group A. Robert, you and I, Scotland, Germany, Hungary, Switzerland. You've got nothing to worry about, Germany, have you?
No, and we've got an easy start as well with Scotland, so that's a good way to start the tournament. But yeah, I think there's a bit of uncertainty in the country with how we're going to start the tournament. Been a bit up and down the last couple of years, so yeah, be interested to see how we perform. Hopefully, we come out of the blocks and do well.
Well, the experts of our Gambling.com boys take a look at the odds and the respective odds. 3 to 10 favourites for the win the group. Switzerland are 6-1, Hungary 8, and Scotland are a massive 11-1. I was having a look at the squad, Robert, and I mean, okay, Sané, Cruz, Musiala, Havertz had a good season. Defensively, are you worried at all? You should know a bit about defending.
Yeah, I mean, individually, I think the defenders had good seasons, but I think clean sheets has been a problem for Germany and big tournament for, well, I'd probably say best part of 8 years really. They're all really good defenders, but I think it's just the setup of the team really rather than the individual class. That's the problem. But I think it's something that Nagelsmann has been working on. That's one of the first things he sort of identified straight away, that sometimes we get a little bit too stretched. We've got Robert Andrich in now, who's a bit more defensive orientated to sit in front of the back four. I think that in the tournament will help us out as well.
Is that the boy at Stuttgart, Robert? Is that the boy at Stuttgart?
Andrich, Leverkusen.
Leverkusen, sorry, it's a good season of Leverkusen. They've been flying.
Yeah, so it depends who we got in the middle. If it's Kroos and Gundogan, you need a bit of legs along those guys. With all due respect, getting on a little bit. So I think he's going to be vital for us in the defensive setup.
You'll be disappointed if you don't win that group, won't you? I know there's a lot of pressure on you Friday night. I mean, is the following with Germany, are they there behind them, or do they need to see on Friday night a German team that literally takes Scotland apart, and then all of a sudden you've got everybody behind you?
I think that the win against France and Holland really helped us in terms of being a bit more positive. But yeah, I think you're right. That Friday game will hopefully really set the tone for us. If it's tentative, if it's a bit slow, if it's unsure, slow play, you know more than me. But I guess Scotland won't take the game to Germany. I think they will sit off. I think they make it difficult for us to get ahead. But ideally, I'd like to start to be ferocious. Get 70,000 Germans behind us, and then build from there. Like we have done in the past. When it was 2006, where we had a similar sort of feeling in the country. But I think you can't underestimate the first game. But it will be a nervous start as well, because if you don't start well, then you just never know.
Yeah, I think with us, I think defensively we have to get it right, because we need McTominay, we need McGinn, we need Armstrong, we need all them absolute top line. We don't really have an open guy, like a really top goal scorer. That's maybe one of the ones that's going to keep us behind. But the way you said there about trying to keep you quiet, that's exactly what we need on Friday night. We need to keep it 0-0 for as long as we can, to be honest. I mean, I suppose, would that be the hardest game for Germany in the group? I know that Switzerland, I mean, there's obviously a bit of tension between Switzerland and Germany when you play, and obviously Hungary, you'd expect to be them, wouldn't you?
A bit most difficult only because of the uncertainty. The Scottish be up for it. This is the biggest tournament for them they had in years. So for sure they'll be having rolling up the sleeves, running the extra yard, and just making it difficult. So in terms of, it's a difficult start. I wouldn't possibly say it's a difficult team to play. The first game is horrible because everyone's, the night before the game, you're sitting there, it's all going to go well, and then you're a little bit unsure. All the nerves kick in, and Scotland will just be mega defensive, and we have struggled breaking teams down that sit deep and defend the box.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, that's Group A. We'll get back to plenty of that. We'll get back to Gambling.com and get exactly where Robert thinks we should be putting our money. Group B looks a shootout between Italy and Spain. Croatia and Albania, I don't see them going all whatever. Let's go to Emile. England, Group C. The favourites, Emile, the favourites. Seriously. By the way, not serious. Do you think your guys are favourites? I mean, I've had a look at the squad. I mean, seriously, some brilliant players. And I'm going to ask you about the squad for some people that haven't been in the squad and some people that are in the squad. But favourites, you think you'll win it?
Look, whenever we go into a tournament, we always up there with the favourites. We've got some fantastic players. One thing that we haven't done in years gone by is actually gel as a team. I think this squad looks a little bit more gelled. We've done well in recent tournaments, going semi and finals. Now the next one is trying to win it. Emmanuel will tell you probably having the right structure and having the right togetherness is key, because that's what's going to get you through. And this is quite a favourable group for England to get their team.
Favourable. Slovenia, Serbia, Denmark. I'm surprised that Gareth didn't actually pick the balls out himself. They were roasted.
Alan, don't be jealous now. Come on. It doesn't look good.
Hang on a minute. I'll just kiss the badge again. Just while you're speaking about. I should have brought my French that I got back in Paris for Emmanuel to kiss the badge. So by the way, hang on. No Braithwaite, no Grealish, no Maguire. No problems.
Yes, because again, defensively is where we say that we struggle. Especially, and it's funny, it goes in roundabouts, doesn't it? It goes in swings, picks and troughs. When I was playing, we never really worried about the defensive side of things. We had some solid defenders, real man mountains, and now we're really struggling in that sense. Maguire was one that really, when it comes to England, I know he got a lot of stick with his club, but when it comes to England, he put everything on the line. And now when you're looking at it, Stone and Gahey, you're probably going to be the main two.
He's done well, Mark Gahey, Emile, hasn't he? He's done really well.
He's done fantastic, he's done fantastic for his club. But then when you're going into international football, it's a total different kettle of fish, and we all know that. So it's going to be very tough for them. But that is the main thing. And then obviously Grealish, I thought he actually might have made it just because he gives you something different. The way that they play at their clubs and the way that you play internationally is totally different. But you've got to try and keep that width. Saka on one side and then probably Grealish on another side would have been ideal. how do you fit all these attacking players in? Got Foden, you've got
Well,
Bowen.
that brings me perfect. One of the questions I genuinely wanted to ask you, because I'm a little surprised that it hasn't maybe taken Grealish for us to get on in the tournament, somebody that would keep the ball, retain the ball, and he's brought Ivan Toney into the squad, and I was like, I think he's really lucky to be involved, Ivan Toney, then in the squad. I know he's good, and he can't be thinking about penalties necessarily in the competition, for God's sakes.
No, I think when you're looking at Ivan Toney, I think it's more to do with picking the three forwards that you want. Now, centre forwards, I'm talking about. So you've got him, you've got obviously you got Kane, and then you got Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is probably your second go-to, where he gives you something different, going in behind and stretching stretching that defense. And this is where when I was watching the Iceland game, I was thinking they're really struggling to get the ball into the number 10s and really getting into the 8s and into them pockets, because Kane kind of drops deep, so he brings the defense, it brings everyone back into the 10s, and whereas Ollie Watkins will be stretching, and Huth will telling you no defender likes someone who keeps running in behind. You don't want to keep turning, you want to see everything in front of you, and this is where Ollie Watkins might buy into a bit later on in the tournament, or just for different games.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get back to England in a minute. Group D, Les Bleus.
Allez, le bleu.
Allons fendre la patrie.
Right, okay. Group D. So what we got? France. Is it just a straight shootout, Emmanuel, between Holland and France, and forget about Austria and Poland?
Yeah, you have to be careful about, I think, Autriche. Autriche, not Poland, because they've lost Milic already. And I think I've heard, because I was traveling all night, but I heard this morning that Lewandowski was injured as well.
Yeah, he was last night. I think after Turkey got injured,
We beat them the last World Cup in Qatar, 3-1. So it was not our main opponent, Obviously, Holland is our main opponent, and they've been playing very well recently. I watched 2 games, and they scored a lot of goals, and they lost De Jong yesterday on injuries as well. So they still have a very talented team. I think there is a lot similarities with France, but it's a target for France, for Didier Deschamps, because he's been a very successful manager since more than 10 years now. But he's missing to win the Euro. They went into the final in 2016 in France against Portugal. We lost it 1-0, and then we've been out of the competition dramatically 3 years ago. It was against Switzerland, and we were poor. Mbappe didn't score one single goal during the competition, and the families were fighting in the ground. So everything changed since the World Cup in Qatar. We reached the final against Argentina, and this is the main target for all the players, because I think they want to be on the same line that our generation, because we want both competition.
Who would be the? I'm looking at the squad, and I know that N'Golo Kante's come back in, but Tchouaméni. Defensively, are you quite happy? Saliba's had a good season. Koundé at Barcelona. Benjamin Pavard at Inter Milan.
We had questions, especially in midfield. That's why I think Didier Deschamps called back
N'Golo
Kanté. And we had some troubles as well, for defenders. That's why Saliba played the last game, the friendly game, and he did well. And if you look at the press today in France, he's got a good options, to be on the start 11. So we have question about some players, because they've been injured the last few weeks in the club, and they are not at 100% in defense, but as well in midfield. So
Emmanuel Jules Koundé, tell me, is he a better fullback or a better centre back? Because he plays both.
This question has been asked to Lilian Thuram when we won the World Cup in 1998. You know, I started to play for France a long time ago with Marcel Desailly as a right back, and then Lilian Thuram right back. You know, it's quite common actually. You know, a big manager puts sometimes, most of the time, you know, big central defenders on the right back or left back. You know, they want to get a big protection defensively. So you know, Pep Guardiola does that. Didier Deschamps does that as well. So at the moment, we have a lot of players, a lot of qualities, but I'm still wondering which is the first 11, you know, in which system we're going to play as well. So, but in the meantime, France, you know, traditionally, if we go into a big competition with confidence, we're not good. We need to be slapped. We need to have problems. We need to be under storms, you know, like this. No, honestly, this is how we perform well, France. So I'm not really worried about that. And after the game we drew against Canada a few days ago, the journalist asked the question to Didier Deschamps, are you worried about what you've seen during that game? He said, listen, if we have won that game 6-0, I would have been more worried because he knows that traditionally, we want to be under pressure to perform well.
Yeah, I can actually, I'll bring you, Emile, in because the boys got a lot of stick England. It's about the result against a result against Iceland, and Germany haven't really been that brilliant, Robert, either, have they? I mean, we all played in pre-tournament friendlies. We all did it. I remember with Scotland, we played Argentina at Hampden. We won 1-0, and we thought we were going to win the World Cup in 1990. So how much did we look into it? You've just heard, you know, Emmanuel talking about, you know, the game against Canada. Even as managers, how much is Southgate looking at that game, particularly, Emile, now they've actually landed in Germany?
Very little. The thing that he will possibly be looking at is the mentality of the players that were playing, in the sense of freezing in the moment. You know, when when I was looking at that game, I was looking at some players that were really worried about what was going to be said about them, rather than actually go out there and performing and being the players that we know they can possibly be. And that's the only thing that worries me. But again, when you go to the tournament, it's going to be a total different kettle of fish, and they'll get away. They'll enjoy their time away. They'll try and put a real positive spin on things. Iceland game was a difficult one to take at the time, because I was looking at it and thinking, the reality is not. I don't think there was one player that really played well that day.
By the way, I was thinking, I can't believe they picked Iceland to play against, because I can't remember the last time England actually beat Iceland.
Yeah, I did.
You know, Robert, what's the German build-up been like? I mean, I know, but just for everybody on Gambling.com watching our show the panel for the Euros, what has their build-up been like? Because you haven't really played a proper competitive game for a couple of years, because after all, you're the hosts.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think the last game before the tournament, I don't think that it's a token game. I think it's a token game for the players, it's a token game for the manager. I think the manager knows to start 11 for the first game, for the tournament game. You know, the last game before the tournament starts, you are not going to go into a tackle. You're not going to be 100% committed. You know, we just mentioned a few players that got injured last night, Lewandowski, a few of the Dutch players walked off. And every player wants to, you know, avoid that. You put in all the work to get to the tournament, only to get injured in the last game. So I think it's, you know, we beat Greece 2-1. It was a bit of a no-show, really, you know. A few mistakes. You could see the effort wasn't quite there. You could see in the back of their head all the players thinking, you know, this time next week, that's where we kick off. But again, like Emile alluded to, it gives the press a chance to have a dig at the players, you know, and you can't escape it, you know, with the social media, you know, as hard as you try. So you always have the balance of winning your last game really comfortably, thinking you're the bee's knees, or you're losing it, and then everyone gives you a bit of a dig.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one for you, Emmanuel. Do the people in France still have? Does Didier Deschamps still have the backing of the people, of the supporters in France?
Definitely. A lot of former players, people in football in France, still give a big criticism about Didier Deschamps, the style of play, you know, because of the quality we have. We all agree that what is he doing, you know, is amazing. is reaching. He's probably the most successful, manager for the national team for the last 15 years. But in the meantime, we can afford and we can expect something different on the pitch in terms of being more efficient, more links, more automatism, more creativity, something like that. Because I think a lot of people knows that if something happened to Griezmann, for example.
Well, I'm so glad. Sorry, I'm going to stop you for 2 seconds because that's what my next question was going to be. I was going to say to you, is Antoine Griezmann more important than Kylian Mbappe?
I would say I agree with your question. I think I would say that they are on the same line. I think Mbappe is in his word, but Griezmann has been such important for the team for the last 15 years. It's amazing what he's done. I think he has missed only one game, but this guy is the link between the midfield and the attacks. He's the one who make the tempo. He's the one who make the pass, who make the movements like this. He's completely different to other players. They have different profiles, but this guy, that's why I'm scared about that, because if we lose him, our game is predictable because we have so many fast players, dribble, but we don't have creativity. We play on instinct, and Griezmann has this intelligence.
We'll get to young player and player of the tournament later on as we go down, because the guys at Gambling.com and obviously Winsane.com and Betterware.com have given me odds on all of that. Robert, who's the main guy for Germany then? Who makes the difference in the team? Can't just be Toni Kroos because of his experience. Go on, Emmanuel, what are you going to say there?
Havertz. Yeah. There you go. That's the Arsenal link. I mean, Toni Kroos, obviously, a big pressure on him playing, him getting called back for the Euros. But I think realistically, I'm looking at Musiala, really.
100%. Boy's fantastic.
He's sensational. Now, I say that because in the last tournament where we got knocked out in a group, and he was only, I think he was 18. He was a star player from our point of view, anyway. And I think
I'm going to throw you a little stat, and because I was speaking about it the other day, 1 goal in 19. That was a surprise to me for Musiala.
Yeah.
1 goal in 19, country and club.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's something to. Well, there's room for improvement, put it this way. I think he will really flourish under pressure. What he does, he just glides past players. He just drops the shoulder, and he looks like he's going to lose the ball every time he gets on a run. But he just got that sort of glide where he keeps nicking the ball away from the defenders. Florian Wirtz is another one.
Liverpool. Had a good season at Leverkusen, didn't he? Yeah.
Everywhere dynamic. And the opposite, he's scored pretty much every other game, 1 and 2 kind of thing. So from a Germany point of view, these are the 2 players I'm excited. Sané is another one who's obviously got all the talent, all the pace in the world, but he yet to do it really for Germany on a big stage. So
Florian Wirtz, 17 goals, 14 assists. He's been huge.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah,
I like him.
Emile, who's the main man for England then? Who makes the difference? I'll take that back. You can't say Jude Bellingham. Tell me somebody else.
No, again, when you're talking about the main man, when you're talking about goals, it's Kane, isn't it? He's the one he's your goal getter. The one who's going to provide for him is probably Foden.
Yeah.
But again, we have so many in that same position. Where do you fit Cole Palmer in? Cole Palmer's had a fantastic season. Where do you actually fit him in? And as well,
be on the bench.
Well, exactly. but like you would love to try and put him in, and then like Bellingham will probably play the number 10 role, and then are you going to put Foden on the left wing? And is that really getting the maximum out of him? Look at what he's actually done for Man City in the position and the role.
Emile. Yeah, I was going to say, Emmanuel, you're the best man to ask here. Where does he play Phil Foden?
Me, I will play with Foden, but not on the left wing. I think he has been amazing, in the middle of the park.
Exactly.
And I think he's got quality. He's an amazing player on the left-hand side, but I prefer him, in the middle of the park because he's so decisive, he's so instinct. He plays with instinct and he has the ability, technically, and he has the speed as well to be dreadful. So I would put him right behind the striker, probably right behind Kane.
There you
By
go.
the way,
it
sounds as though. Sorry, Robert, go.
I was going to say, sometimes England plays so rigid in like, he has to play in this position, he has to play in this position. Whereas where France or all the other sort of successful teams had it, they interchange. So Saka would switch role. Old school wingers would change sides. The striker come in. Foden might play as a number 9. Kane plays a bit deeper. Yeah. Sometimes I just put in the position on the player, it restricts them. Like we see Foden from Man City. I don't even know what position he sometimes plays. He plays left, off the striker, and that's where he's really excels in those sort of. If he
guys, the way our World Cup winner and Euro winner was talking about Foden, I was sure he was French there. I was sure that Phil Foden was French. or he was hoping he was French because he could do this, he could do that. A little bit of this.
I'm a big admirer, on very good player, and I think Foden has reached another step, this season. I think he has been the boss for Manchester City, and I agree with Robert. But in the meantime, don't forget that Guardiola likes only 2 players, to have the freedom to move whenever they want on the pitch. All the rest of the team, they have to stick in their position.
Exactly, and then when you look at we in the media we criticize the Haaland about not getting involved in the play, but his role is to actually is to stretch that pitch so the actual midfielders can create in there. We're saying that if I as a forward keep coming in, and Robert you'll notice if I keep coming in, you can keep pressing that line higher and higher, but if I keep you stretched. And I keep that space there for the midfielders. And this is one thing. Kane doesn't keep it stretched. Kane wants to get involved. He's one that goes in there. And this is why I think
you want to float back. You want to be in the mid and try to play. I agree with you,
So that's why I think Bellingham would probably be better in the 10 because he actually recognises that and runs in behind.
But Emile, when Harry went to Bayern said to him, look, we have players that play here. We have Emmanuel Petit. We have Jamal Musiala. We have Joshua Kimmich. We have got it. You do your business up top end. So I think England have players that can play here, and he doesn't have to drop his deep.
Just to throw in a cult button, would it not be better if Watkins was playing as a number 9, because he can do both.
Yeah,
and he wants to also and he'll go long in behind as well, which means that's an outball because that's what France have. Manuel, you have an outball and Mbappe in behind all the time, don't you?
Yeah, but we don't have a lot of creative players. So as I said, we don't have a lot of movement in our team. Most of the players they stick in their zone, in their position, and only Griezmann has the freedom. It's been on the newspaper today again in France. Deschamps give 100% freedom for Griezmann on the pitch. He can play, number 6, holding midfielder, can be on the right side, he can be on the left side. It depends. If it's for the good of the team, he can do whatever he wants on the pitch. But he's the only one.
Yeah. So, Emile, does that mean Southgate might have the same kind of attitude or the same thought process with Phil Foden? Or Jude Bellingham, for that matter?
I think more so with Jude Bellingham. I think he'll give him more the freedom to actually do. But again, I think it looks like he's going to play with 2 holding again. It looks like he's going to play with Rice and.
I'm not having. I think that's such a mistake. Honestly, I'm not having that, Emile. I think that's such a mistake for England. England have got a group of players that could concede 3 goals and score 4 goals. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know that's not the way it will be. But to play with 2 holding midfield players, incidentally, what's the squad again about? Slovenia, Denmark, and Serbia. Stop it. We are all playing and winning that group, for God's sakes.
Yeah, it's true. But I would play with Rice, and then I'd play with Bellingham and Foden, and then I'd play Saka on the right, and on the left, I'd probably go with either Gordon or Eze.
Yeah. Robert, how did Germany go then? Have they got a player they can give a free role to? Or is that a structure 4, 1 and 2, 2 wide? And how did they play? What's the formation?
Always plays very pattern football. I think it's very kind of right,
Exactly.
middle, out, back, forth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe Gundogan, if Gundogan plays. I think he obviously he's the captain, so I'm likely to kind of expect
He
him
should
to
be in
start.
he should be in the starting 11, Gundogan, shouldn't he?
He shouldn't. He's the one, he always finds a bit of space. He's got a bit of creativity, and he gets some decent goals for us as well. So I would probably say Gundogan is the one where, physically he's not the best. He does struggle a little bit covering the pitch. So I think he'd be the one that gets a bit more freedom, yeah.
Thomas Muller's in the squad as well. I mean, what is he now? He's 49 now, Thomas Muller.
He's still in the team.
Yeah.
He's still in the team. He's older than you.
He's my
but
godfather.
having said that, it's impossible to not have him in the squad. He's an infectious. He's a winner.
Yeah, I agree with you, but this is a pity for Germany because what's the turnover of the team? I mean, this guy has been in the team for at least 15 years already, and for the last big competition, I'm sorry to say that, but they didn't perform well, especially Thomas Müller. So I don't see why he's still.
Another one. Neuer. He's another one.
Neuer.
And even Kimmich as well. I've been very disappointing with him, especially in the Champions League, games this season. The fact he's playing on right back, for me, I don't get it. And most of the people said, yeah, but if he plays in the midfield, it's not the same players. It's even poor. I mean, when I look at the spine of the team, they have to call back Kroos. I have a huge respect for Kroos. He's such an amazing player. He's been amazing.
He controls the game, Emmanuel, doesn't he? He controls the speed of the game almost.
But look what we've done with the national team. We changed since the World Cup in Qatar. Big players from the spine has left the team, and we put younger players. I mean, Germany is a huge country, in football with a lot of players. So what's going on, Robert? I don't get it because when I look at the first 11, I'm thinking, well, it's 20 years back,
Yeah, and you're right. Since the World Cup win in 2014, we have accepted average performances, because in history before that, we've never had a quarterfinal knockout. And if we did, we got rid of the manager straight away. So Löw stayed for two more tournaments. So that's a big thing. And like I said, with Neuer, with Müller, there has to be someone younger and equally as good. Like Neuer's been making mistakes for 4 or 5 years.
Well, that brings you right. So I'll give you they'll get Manuel Neuer, Andre ter Stegen, and Oliver Baumann. Who's the number one goalie?
On Friday?
Yep.
Neuer. They already said it's got to be Neuer, which I think.
So Neuer.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is, ter Stegen is equally as good. He's arguably the better couple of years, really. He's equally as good on the ball. He reads, when he plays a bit further out and goal, he reads the balls over the top to intercept. He's been playing for Barcelona for crying out loud.
Emmanuel, no Lloris. He's not there. So who we got? We've got Samba, Mayen, and Areola. Who plays? Numero 1.
I think that will be he will be between Samba and not Areola, but the other one.
Mayen.
Yes.
So that's a big decision for Didier Deschamps with France, and it's probably the biggest decision actually of all these picking 11.
Yeah, but don't forget that Varane as well has left the team. He was very important. He was the second captain of the team. He was the boss in the central defense. But as I said, and I agree with Robert, but in the meantime, we had to take a big U-turn, change big players in the spine, probably change the system. And that's what we did. When we talk about Neuer, we had the same discussion in France about Lloris. He was in the goal for 15 years, and no one's what thinking when he's going to retire. Who's going to be the next goalkeeper? And all of a sudden, some goalkeeper has performed well with their club, and they came into the national team. So I think when you stick with the same players for 15 years, that shows the quality of the players. But in the meantime, for Mr. Petit, for other players that came from the next generation.
Yeah. Emile, who's the goalkeeper? Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale, Dean Henderson.
It picks itself, doesn't it? Pickford's the one that's that I think the manager's always gone to. So he'll be the number one.
Okay, let's go to Group B, Belgium. Oh, sorry, Emmanuel.
No, I had a question for Emile about Ramsdale, because how can you pick a player that didn't play for the whole season?
Played.
I mean,
hasn't played.
Good question, actually. Answer that one.
And that's the key thing. He's probably looking at the actual quality, where you're saying the quality of what's actually coming in behind him. I don't get me wrong, we had Trafford playing. He's a young under 21s player. Would you rather put someone like that in to be second and third choice, just to be around it? Because the reality is he's not going to play, is he? So just to be around it, so we know what the next generation's going to be up against.
I know, Emile, but the fact he didn't play one single
game,
one game. 2 games for the whole season, I don't have any worries about his quality, but I have only worries about his mental strength, because he's been through a very difficult year. It was sometimes very embarrassing to watch him on the bench, his face. And goalkeeper is different than a player on the pitch. Mentally they have to be very strong. And after this season, I'm wondering if he's fit to play a big competition like this. If, for example, Pickford to get injured.
Emmanuel, Jonathan Klaus, he didn't play international football until he was 25, 26, 27. He was late to the party as well.
Yeah, but he played regular football with his club. He has reached a different level since he left Lens. It was not the it is not the perfect word, at Marseille for him. He's on the market, for transfer this summer. But the right back position with the national team in France, it's a big problem. We have a lot of left back, but don't get enough right back. That's why Koundé plays there, and I don't like it.
And Germany have won as well, don't they? Because the boy Maximilian Mittelstadt, he only played his first international game. I don't know, was it just this season, last season maybe, Robert?
Yeah, I think his first call-up came under Nagelsmann. Yeah, so it would have been 4 or 5 games ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not as if he carries a lot of experience either.
No, and I think that sometimes we overthink experience. Young guns, they got the enthusiasm, they got the energy, and sometimes we all been in a position. We all got given the chance to play. When I was never experienced to someone when they go, Rob, you get a chance.
Yeah,
and that's all it takes. And ultimately, he was starting Friday night against Scotland because he's
we'll just go quickly then. In Group E. Ukraine, Belgium, Romania, Slovakia discussed. Is it easy for Belgium? Emmanuel? No problem in that group for Belgium?
Yeah, I think they're going to finish first, They changed. Some players left and new players came, but they still have, Kevin De Bruyne, for example. They have a lot of quality players as well. And I think Belgium has performed well, the last big competitions, and they didn't won anything yet, but I think the big generation has left. And
I was going to ask you this, Emmanuel, because you having won the World Cup and won the Euros, and for the lads as well, because we all played in good teams with good players. They speak about the golden generation at Belgium, and I think it was the Belgian golden generation, but they weren't the best team in Europe. That's the reason they didn't win the Euros or the World Cup. It was the Belgium's greatest generation, maybe not so much this group, but maybe 4 or 6 years ago, but they still weren't the best team in Europe, if you know what I mean. That's why they didn't win, not because the players weren't the golden generation of Belgium.
I agree with you. It was the golden generation, but egos has been dreadful in this team between players. It was sometimes very obvious to watch on TV, on the pitch when they were playing, the way they were acting together. If you want to be in competition, you have to get quality players, but you have to get a team first. Egos, spoiled your tournament.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think then? They should win that group though, Emile, shouldn't they?
Yeah, that group's theirs to be won. When you're looking at what they've got and the players that have come in, even the younger players, you've got the Doku's and players like that, who are fantastic players. They've always produced dribblers. They've always produced flair players. one thing they haven't produced is probably a squad or a team that is going to go out and win a tournament because they're together. And I think this is one of the things that we have to take our hats off to France. They've always produced a squad that seem, I don't know, on the outside it seems.
Hang on a minute. I think what he's saying is French have just gone favourites. Gambling.com.
He's trying to put pressure on us.
They're my favourites anyway, but
hang on, winsafe.com and betovo.com. I'm going to mention them. They've just made Emile Heskey have just made a phone call. France are favourites.
Put me on the spot.
I'll give you a couple of names here. So Axel Witzel's at Atletico Madrid, Jan Vertonghen's at Anderlecht, Kevin De Bruyne, Onana had a decent season at Everton, Jeremy Doku, Romelu Lukaku, Leandro Trossard from Arsenal. I mean, they've still got players that can do damage.
They've got fantastic players. They've got fantastic players, and I think for them, this is probably the last for the likes of Lukaku and all that. It's probably the last hurrah for them to see if they can actually do it. Because again, I think we were the ones talking them up as this golden generation that's going to go and win this and going to go and win that. But it's their last chance to do that.
Before I go to Group F, there's something else I want to talk about. I want to talk about Holland, and they're in your group, Emmanuel. Yep. They must have. So I mean, I'll have a quick look at the odds actually to win. Where's my Holland? So England 31, France 4s, Germany 5s, Portugal 8s, Spain 8s, Italy 14s, Belgium 6s, Netherlands at least 18 and bigger. You'll get all the odds, by the way, remember. So this is the panel for 2024 Euros, thanks to Gambling.com and with our partners, Winsafe.com and Betco.com. 18-1 Netherlands. Have you anything to fear from the Netherlands? And I'm only saying that because, what did I do with the Netherlands group? So, Roger van Dijk, Van der Ven's been fantastic at Spurs. De Ligt at Bayern, Nathan Ake, Gravenberch, Simons, Veerman, Wijnaldum, Donny Malen, Bud Veekos, Memphis Depay, Steven Bergwijn. There's some good players in that, Emile.
Yeah,
sorry, Emmanuel.
Yeah, very good players, as I said. Similarities with the French team in terms of quality and profile as well. And I think they have some players that can be a surprise in this tournament. I'm thinking about Xavi Simons.
Yeah,
I think he's a very talented player, and he's surrounded with big names. And Holland, has been disappointing the last tournaments, and I think the way they played, I watched them. The last 2 or 3 games they played, I think they played brilliantly, and I think they're strong in every lines, defensively in midfield, up front as well. There are the slight difference with France would probably be up front. We have more power up front, more speed. We are more fast than Holland. But if you look at the rest of the team, they have qualities everywhere.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to ask you now, Robert, because you'd have played against lots of strikers real quick. Of all the strikers I've written down in the thing here, all I've put is no first-class attackers. No attacker that really goes, goal, chance, goal. They don't have that, I don't think, Holland, and that might hold them back.
Yeah, like I said, it's that speed that scares you. If you know that you play against someone that's got the yard to get away from you, you drop off. And by you dropping off, that's when the good players got that half a yard where they can then shoot and score. And with Depay, if he does play through the middle, you kind of feel pretty safe without sounding disrespectful. So yeah, it's going to be mentality always been a question mark for the Dutch as well, isn't it? Because they're always over the past had decent teams and good teams, and they never quite got over the line when they should have done with the teams there.
No,
but the defensive line you just read out, I mean, that's as good as it's going to get in this tournament. They've got pace, power, experience.
Yeah, exactly. But Group F: Turkey, Portugal, Czech Republic, Georgia. Emile Heskey. Ronaldo's back. The man is back. By the way, and I'm going to throw this. This is also for the lads as well, because I was noticing some Diego Jota, Liverpool, Pedro Neto, Wolves, Ronaldo, obviously, João Felix, Gonçalo Ramos, Bernardo Silva, sensational season, Matheus Nunes at City, Neves at Benfica, Bruno Fernandes at Man United, Dallas had a good season at Manchester United. Ruben Dias, Juan Cancelo. Portugal got a chance of winning this then. I've just mentioned world international superstars.
Yeah.
And they know what it takes to win as well. So this is a fantastic squad, and all led by an amazing.
I know. I mean, I'm trying to make the case. Obviously, we've done it with Holland. We've done it with some of them. We've done. Obviously, we know the qualities that France and Germany and England have. But I'm trying to throw a curveball in, and my question now to all of you is: I don't mind who goes first. Give me a dark horse, because I'm telling you now, Portugal are my dark horse all day long. For the simple
They're
reason,
not a dark horse. They're not a dark horse. That's what is good. They're not a dark horse. The reason, I think they've been quite clever of how to position themselves in the tournament, because they're not gone on about shouting it and,
No. So we must remember the manager is now Roberto Martinez, who of course was the manager of Belgium, who was here and obviously knows all the guys. Sorry, carry on, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, the names you just rattled off. I mean, they'll be there. They'll be at least semi-final. And like I said, they've got players in there that won the Euros 2016.
Yeah.
Still in the squad. Got a really nice mixture of that sort of. Pepe is still playing. If you ever need any advice in a tough game, how to, get a game over the line, you got his team, Ronaldo, all the names you mentioned. Martinez always be, very good manager. I got the, nice.
Monsieur Petit, do you agree? Portugal?
Yes, I agree. They beat us, in 2016 at home. So after Ronaldo left the pitch with injuries, they scored a goal. So yes, they know how to win trophy. But in this group, for me, they are the favorite. But be careful about Turkey. I think Turkey, the way they play, it's always a nightmare to play against them, because they're always very compact, very aggressive. And on top of it, because they changed their manager, they changed the way of style.
Vincenzo Montella, he's the new manager. Yes. Vincenzo Montella.
He's very close to his players, and we can see that on the pitch. They play much brilliantly, and they have some very talented players, especially up front, like Yildiz, for example, and Yilmaz. And you have to be very careful, because this team, every time I watch them, it's a nightmare to play, because it's compact, aggressive, and explosive.
Is that your dark team then? Because Robert just came into trouble. I'm not allowed to have Portugal as my dark team. So is the French Meister going Turkey dark horse?
I will probably put Turkey as a dark horse here.
Okay. Emile Heskey, dark horse for the competition, and you can pick anybody. You can say Scotland if you want, naturally, but hang on, time to kiss the badge. Okay, well, wait.
Do you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Belgium as a dark horse, because again, when it comes to tournaments, they kind of fall down. But is it their time before all their players that
you're wrong, Emile. You're wrong. No way. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong about Belgium.
Go on.
I think if you split the team in two sides, up front there is no problem. They have quality players. But if you look at the defensive skills and qualities, they don't have enough quality to win the tournament. To be honest with you.
Could be dark horse, because again, if they score 3, we can score 4.
So Robert, I still think Portugal are, but nevertheless, who's your dark horse then? I don't care who you. I'm going to be before you say it. I bet you say.
I bet you don't know what I'm going to say.
Well, hang on. You could say this lot, I suppose. Hang on a minute. Scotland.
Doesn't fit you no more. Doesn't fit you.
Yeah.
You too. Give me a dark horse then. Give me a dark horse.
I'm going to go for Croatia. I think.
That's a good point.
Robert. Yeah.
Croatia. Right, let's go. Stanisic, Guardiola at Manchester City, Modric, Brozovic, and 5. That 3 midfielder, Kovacic, Brozovic and Modric would be pretty good. Perisic up top, Pegovic. Yeah, I forgot all about Croatia, actually.
Yeah, I think up front they're a little bit short. Because Kramaric, obviously, I think he plays through the middle for them. He's not a prolific goal scorer, but I don't think they ever had really. And in the last couple of tournaments, in the Euros and the World Cups, where we're in second and third place, it's all about the team. Yeah, they've got some brilliant individual teams, but when you play them, you're gonna have to fight them from the first to the last minute. Let alone all the skill they have, because they're all big athletic guys, as much as technical players with the grit they have. I would not rule them out to surprise a few people.
Okay. By the way, do you know of all the teams we've spoken about there, and we obviously want to focus on England, on Germany, on France, etc. What about Italy? No?
What about Spain?
I know I was even
Spain. I mean, so, and by the way, Spain are 8s and Italy are 14s. Italy. So obviously Jorginho, Barret, I mean, they've got some unbelievable players. Scoring goals has been a problem, to be fair. They only scored, and I wrote this down so I knew, they only scored 16 goals in the qualifying. 9 of them was against Albania and Malta or something. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Italy, any chances? Discuss.
I watched them recently, and to be honest with you, I was so far to be impressed. And they are the holder, the winner of the last tournament. But I'm still wondering. They're still Italians, on big competitions. It's like Germany, that they would be there. But when I look at the team, I watched their game 2 days ago again. Well, I won't put a coin on them, okay?
No, exactly. I mean, to be fair, Emile, if England drew Italy, I don't think you're as worried as 10 years ago.
No. Again, when you're going into tournament football, Italy at some stage they know how to play. They know what it means to actually get through to the next stage. But again, I think when you're looking at their group, that's a tough group to get out.
Yeah.
That is a tough group to get out. Now, if they get out of that group, then you're looking at them to being a dark horse.
Well, that was why I thought I'll leave Group B to the end, because I don't know whether Italy is. I mean, Spain are 8-11 odds on to win the group.
Spain will get out.
5-2 Italy to win the group. 22 Albania, and Croatia are as short as 41. Would you rather have a €5 on Spain rather than Italy, Robert?
Oh, that's a good question.
And I'm just going to this. So, Fabian Ruiz at Paris Saint-Germain, young player. Baena, Pedri, Rodri, Dani Olmo, Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, the young boy at Barcelona. Really great young players.
I think when a bunch of Italians get together in a football tournament, they tend to do all right, don't they? They just get their whole team spirit going. I do think that these Euros might be a tournament too early for them to sort of do well in it. But I think they might just use that tournament as a stepping stone for the next World Cup.
Okay, just remind me, Emile, who was your dark horse?
My dark horse was Belgium.
Robert?
Croatia.
Emmanuel?
Turkey.
Okay, this is the panel for the Euros 2024. We're almost there. The opening game will be on Friday night when Germany plays Scotland. Thanks to Gambling.com and to our partners, Betoba.com and Winsend.com. You will get all the odds right in front of you. We're going to take a break. We'll be back straight after this. Right, guys, we've done all the groups. Now we want to know who's going to be the Torjäger, the goal scorer. I don't know how you say goal scorer. How's the Torjäger auf Deutsch is goal getter?
Goal getter, goal hunter.
Goal hunter. In French, how do we say it in French?
Meilleur buteur.
Meilleur buteur. It just sounds a little bit better, meilleur buteur. Merci beaucoup, Emmanuel. Okay, let's rattle through this. We'll need to go to the striker first and foremost. Emile Heskey, Golden Boot winner.
Golden Boot winner. I'm stuck between Mbappe and Kane.
5-1 Mbappe favourite. Kane 11-2. Listen to Betobo.com and Winsend.com.
There's a stat. David James gave me a stat.
Oh.
The Golden Boot winner never wins the Euros.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's Kane then.
Well, this is the thing. I've got. That doesn't fit, by the way. Stop it.
Come on, I've taken the button out.
It doesn't fit no more.
Hang on a minute. Wait until I check what price McInally is for the golden boot.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right, we'll go.
I'm thinking the France will win the actual Euro, so I'm going to go with Kane to be top goal scorer.
Listen, Robert, golden boot winner.
I'm going to go Mbappe. Yeah.
5-1 favourite, Emmanuel Petit, Les Bleus. Is he going to do it again?
Yeah, I would like to follow my my mates, but I don't know why. But I see Cristiano Ronaldo best scorer.
Oh, that's my shout. You've killed me. Because I still think Portugal are going to
He
do
has
well in
so
this.
many great players around him, great passer, Fernandes, Silva, and more. So it will fit, perfectly up front. Yeah.
And the reason I quite like that one is Portugal are in the group with Turkey, although to be fair, one of the lads that put up, Czech Republic and Georgia, he could have 6 goals before they get out of the group, Ronaldo. Okay, thanks. I'll go. I think I'll go Ronaldo. I think he might finish top goal scorer. Okay, player of the tournament. Listen, normally the player of the tournament gets minimum semi-final, minimum final. Go with you, Emmanuel Petit, player of the tournament.
I can't make my mind yet between Mbappe and Foden. By experience, I know that if you had a great season with your club, you have a big chance, to perform well in a big competition at the end of the season. But I don't see why you have a poor season and then all of a sudden you perform very well with the national team. It's very, very difficult to reach. So Foden has been magnificent and he can score beautiful goals. But in the meantime, I think Mbappe has a revenge. And this season has been so difficult for him on and off the pitch with Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah. And it's a different environment with the national team. And his smile is back on his face. So when it's like this, it's dreadful. So I will top for Mbappe. Yeah.
Robert, player.
Yeah, it's got to be someone that goes to the final, isn't it? But I do think France will get to the final. I don't think it will go far. I'm going to go with my ex-teammate and go to Kante. I want to go a bit more defensive oriented. He's been recalled into the team. He's so understated. So I think he could be the key player that sort of links the defense and makes sure when France go full on attack, like he has done in the past. So just to say,
yeah. N'Golo Kante. I'm trying to look if I've got the price. Listen, thanks to Gambling.com, and of course there are partners in Winsane.com and Bitobo.com. You can see the prices right here if you fancy N'Golo Kante. Emile Heskey, who will be the player of the tournament in the Euro 2024?
For me, it's going to be Mbappe. Fantastic player. Again, someone who's probably thinking he's got something to prove that he is the best in the world right now. So I think for me, it's going to be Mbappe.
For me, guys, for what it's worth, I think if Portugal do well, I think Bernardo Silva will be in the middle of it. Otherwise, it's got to be Antoine Griezmann, because if France are going to be that good, I think Griezmann is the key, to be honest. Right, young players, I'll go through this. Bellingham, Wirtz, Musiala, Lamine Yamal, Camavinga. You've already mentioned them, actually, Mr. Petit, Xavi Simons, and Cole Palmer's even in here at 16s. We'll start with you, Emile, young player of the tournament. Not an easy one, to be fair, because the list is absolutely... Saka, Bellingham... that's whatever. Anyway, who do you fancy as young player?
I'm going to go with a home nation player. I'm going to go with Musiala. I think fantastic player. I think someone that gets fans off their seat when he starts dribbling and taking 3 or 4 players on. We talked about whether he can actually be a bit more decisive and get some goals in the final third. But I just think he lights up the stadium when he starts dribbling, to be honest with you. I'm always amazed at when he's on the ball.
Robert?
Oh, Emile took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, I'm going to go with Michel as well. For exactly the same reason. I think he's got the the support of the home nation, and I think he's gonna rip it out.
Monsieur Petit, young player of the tournament.
If he has a chance to play, to get minutes to play, I will say Barcola.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he came into Paris Saint-Germain during the January transfer, and he's been amazing, to be honest with you. He's been playing right and left. He's been amazing with the ball. He's so quick. He's so fast.
Emile, I have to ask you. So you're saying Bradley Barcola, but how much game time will he get? Is he on the bench? Is he a starter?
He'll be on the bench. I think Deschamps will play with Mbappe up front, with Dembele on the right, probably Coman, and on the left hand side he will put probably Thuram, which is a striker, but he knows he wants to play him probably on the left-hand side and get more freedom for Mbappe. But Barcola is a left winger, and is dreadful with the ball. He's very young, very talented, and he's got a big dynamic behind him. He's been named yesterday just to let you know, he's been named yesterday in France the best transfer this season.
There you go, by the way. You heard it first. I didn't realise that from Barcola, but I can't wait to see him play now, actually. Brilliant. Okay, nearly there, guys. Name me the finalists. Emmanuel Petit, I'll start with you. England, Germany, 10-1. France and Germany, 12s. England, Spain, 14s. England, France, 16s. England, Portugal, etc., etc., etc. Thanks to Gambling.com, to Bitopla.com, and to Winsanity.com, obviously, for all these prices. You'll see them on screen from what the guys are going to tell you. Emmanuel, the finalists, please, on the 14th of July in Berlin.
Can it be France against England? Because they are opposite side. If France qualify for the semi-final, they have the chance to play against England in semi-final.
16, at least 16-1 England, France. I'll take that one.
Yeah, I'll take that one, yeah.
Emile, finally.
That's the one. I had. That's the one I had. I had England France final. That would be a spectacular one.
Right.
Portugal.
Oh my boy, my favourite. Portugal, Gagan.
Can they play France? Who can they play in the final? I've not got the thing in front of me.
So I'm getting England, Portugal at 16s are bigger here. Portugal, but they must be able to get each other. Yeah, you'll get all the odds for sure. But if you think it'll be Portugal, France, then I'd be quite happy with that one, actually.
I think so. That'd be my.
They're a nice one. They're a nice one.
That'd be pretty well. Put it this way, that's my Ronaldo bet up for sure. Okay. Just before we go, and we're going, we also, I forgot to tell you guys, we have a free bet, a bet of your choice of £100. I think it's 100 quid. I think I've just got as 100 quid each there, guys. I'm not sure how much it is. We have £100 to bet on one thing, one bet throughout the tournament. Player, scorer, winner, winning the group, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm going to just give you 2 seconds to think about that, because I'm going to go with Ronaldo top goal scorer. That's my 100 bet, because I think in the group stages he might have it wrapped up. And if they do as well as what I think they might do, then I think Ronaldo plays as much as he wants. And I've this thing that Roberto Martinez just says, go on, just play as long as you want. Okay, let's start with you in where are you in the world, Emmanuel Petit, anyway, at the moment?
I am in Thailand, in Bangkok. Just arrived this morning.
Nice. Very nice.
But not for holidays, I'm working over there, so...
Well, perfect. Of course, no, naturally not for holidays. Naturally. That's a different podcast completely. That's a different panel. We have the panel 2024 and we have the Thailand 2024. Right, okay. Your 300 bet, what we have in anything at all in the tournament, Emmanuel?
The same that you. I will put Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, the best scorer of the competition.
Okay, perfect. Robert?
I'm going to be a bit more specific. I'm going to go for Antonio Rudiger to get a yellow card in the opening game.
Rudiger, I'm writing that down. Rudiger,
get booked against Scotland, against your lot.
Are you going to give the
He'll
minute?
I can already see him half in McTominay and two after about a minute. Emile Heskey, you've got 100 quid. Where are you putting it?
I'm going to go with Musiala as the young player of the tournament.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one, buddy. I think there's every chance of that happening for sure. Okay, then, the last thing I can ask you, just before we wrap this thing up, is who is going to win? I'll just give you a quick odds. These are approximate, guys, because obviously at Gambling.com, with their partners in Batovo and Winside.com, we will have the odds for you on screen. I've got an approximate here. England favourites, then it's France, Germany, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, and you'll get 40s and 50s. I had a quick look. My beloved are 125s to 1. Let's just hope Rudiger halves McTominay and we've got 100 quid. Anyway, okay, I'm going to start with Bangkok. Who wins the tournament?
I know I'm going to shock people to say that, but I think this is the year for England.
Oh no! What have you had a little aperitif?
They're gonna win against France. They're gonna win against France, and they're gonna win the tournament.
I don't know if the two lads will know what I'm going to say here, but I think you've had an petit pastis this morning. If you think that England are going to win the tournament,
no.
In other words, I said they had a little. A small Pernod this morning. I think he thinks England's going to win. Anyway, I can't listen. It's just the whole panel has just been ruined because Emmanuel Petit, World Cup winner, Euro winner, has just told me that England are going to win the Euros. Disaster. Robert Huth, who wins the Euros?
I'm going to go for Portugal. Straight up, Portugal win it. Yeah, wow. March for it.
Again,
Emile.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about, that lad. Listen, he could have said Turkey for all I care, Serbia. So that as long as it wasn't England. Emile, you can't not say your home team, really, or can you?
My heart's saying England, but my head is saying France.
You see?
Yeah, I think they'll be close. Listen,
all too nice.
Well, listen, to be fair, maybe I should use my 100 quid. If we've already got 100 on Ronaldo being the top goal scorer, I think I'll go with Emile Heskey. I think I might go for 100 quid on France to win it. Guys, it's been absolutely brilliant. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. We'll be back throughout the tournament with our guests of the panel with the big games to find out if any of our predictions have come good. And of course, I'm going to be speaking to the guys right through the summer, right through the Euros, to go to the games, reaction to the games, and obviously the prices we're going to get for the games coming up. Stay tuned to Gambling.com and the panel all summer. And thanks, of course, to our betting partners of Vitovo.com and Winsan.com. Thanks for supporting us with all the odds as we go. Check them out. Details are on the screen and notes where you're watching. Fellas, wherever you are in Europe, all the best. Friday night, come on the Tartan Army. Mwah.
Come on, Germany.
Come on, the Germans.
Allez, la France!
Allez, les Bleus!